The text came through at 7:43 p.m. on a Tuesday. I was making dinner, nothing fancy, just pasta, when my phone buzzed on the counter. Dad's name on the screen. "We've made a decision as a family. We're severing all contact with you. Stay away from us forever. You're no longer part of this family." I stared at the message, reading it twice to make sure I understood correctly. Severing all contact. Forever. No longer part of the family. Then I saw it. The notification underneath the message. Sarah liked this message. Not just read it. Not just saw it. My sister had actively given it a thumbs up. A little blue thumb, cheerfully endorsing my disownment from the family. I set down the wooden spoon I'd been holding and sat at my kitchen table. No tears came. No anger either. Just a strange, crystalline clarity. 4 years of mortgage payments flashed through my mind. 48 months of $2,400 transfers. Every single month, without fail. 3 years of car loan payments for Dad. $580 a month. 2 years of covering my brother Jake's credit card bills when he'd maxed them out. $400 a month minimum payments. I pulled up my banking app. Did the math. Mortgage, $115,200. Car loan, $20,180. Credit cards, $9,600. Total, $145,680. $145,680. That's what being part of this family had cost me over the last 4 years. And now they were severing contact. Forever. I picked up my phone and started typing. Perfect. I understand completely. I'll call the bank tomorrow morning and cancel the mortgage payments I've been covering for the last 4 years. I'll also remove my name from Dad's car loan and the cosign on Brother's credit cards while I'm at it. I hit send, put my phone on silent, went back to making dinner. The pasta was perfectly al dente. I should probably explain how I ended up being the family ATM in the first place. 4 years ago, my parents were 3 months behind on their mortgage. Dad had lost his job. Got fired, really, for showing up drunk too many times. And Mom's part-time retail job wasn't enough to cover their payments. They were facing foreclosure, about to lose the house they'd lived in for 20 years. I was 26 at the time, working as a financial analyst making decent money. Single, no kids, living in a modest apartment. I had savings. Mom called me crying. "We're going to lose everything. We don't know what to do." Dad got on the phone. "We just need help getting current. Just a few months until I find something new." I should have said no. Should have let them figure it out. Should have understood that just a few months would turn into years. But they were my parents. And I was the responsible one. The one who always helped. The one who fixed things. So I paid the 3 months they were behind. Then I kept paying. Month after month. Just until Dad gets back on his feet, Mom kept saying. Dad did find a job eventually. 6 months later. But somehow there was never enough money for the mortgage. Always something else. Medical bills. Car repairs. Emergencies. I kept paying. Then came Dad's car loan. He'd totaled his old car, another drunk driving incident. No one was hurt, thank God. But the car was destroyed. His credit was shot. Mine wasn't. "Could you just co-sign? I need a car to get to work." I co-signed. Then started making the payments when Dad temporarily couldn't cover them. Temporarily became permanent. Then Jake, my younger brother, came to me 2 years ago. He'd maxed out 3 credit cards. Total debt, $18,000. Couldn't make minimum payments. Credit score tanking. "I made some mistakes," he said. "I'm getting it under control. I just need help with the minimums until I pay them down." I co-signed for a consolidation loan. Started covering the payments when Jake's getting it under control never materialized. My girlfriend Emma had been patient. Understanding, at first. "Your family needs you," she'd said. "That's admirable." But over time, her patience wore thin. "When are we going to buy a house?" she'd asked a year ago. "Soon. I'm just helping my parents get stable." "You've been saying that for 3 years. Your credit is maxed out co-signing their loans. We can't even qualify for a mortgage." "It's temporary." "It's been 3 years. When does it end?" I didn't have an answer. 6 months ago, Emma left. Said she couldn't keep waiting for me to choose her over a family that took everything and gave nothing back. She wasn't wrong. But I kept paying. Because they were family. Because I was the responsible one. Because stopping felt like abandoning them. And through all of this, I was still the family scapegoat. Every holiday dinner, every family gathering, somehow everything wrong was my fault. House needed repairs? Well, if you made more money, we wouldn't be struggling. Jake's credit card debt? If you'd taught him better financial habits growing up, I was only 2 years older than him. Mom's health issues? The stress of our financial situation is killing her. The financial situation I was funding. Dad's drinking? Never mentioned. Never addressed. Just ignored while I footed the bills for the consequences. And Sarah, my sister, the golden child, could do no wrong. She was married, had 2 kids, lived 3 hours away, visited twice a year, contributed nothing financially. But she was perfect, beloved. While I was simultaneously the financial support and the family disappointment. 2 weeks ago, it all came to a head. It was Mom's birthday dinner. I'd driven 4 hours after work to be there. Brought a nice gift. A cashmere sweater Mom had mentioned wanting. We were sitting around the table when Dad brought up Sarah's upcoming anniversary. 10 years, he said proudly. We're thinking of helping them take a trip. Somewhere special. Maybe Hawaii. That's nice, I said, cutting into my steak. We were hoping you could chip in, Mom said. For the trip. Maybe $1,000? I set down my fork. I can't afford that. Silence. You make good money, Dad said. I have expenses. More important than your sister's anniversary? Mom's voice was sharp. I'm already covering your mortgage, Dad's car, and Jake's credit cards. I don't have an extra $1,000 lying around. Don't throw that in our faces, Dad said. We didn't ask you to do any of that. My jaw clenched. You literally asked me for all of it. We asked for help, not for you to lord it over us forever. I'm not. You know what your problem is? Sarah cut in. Her first words of the evening. You're selfish. You make everything about money. Family is supposed to support each other. I have been supporting. Financially, maybe. But you're never really here. You're always stressed, always making everyone feel guilty, always acting like you're doing us some huge favor. I stared at her. At this person who contributed nothing, criticized everything, and was now calling me selfish. I drove 4 hours to be here tonight, I said quietly. And you'll hold that over us too, she said. Everything is a transaction with you. I stood up, grabbed my keys. Where are you going? Mom demanded. Home. Sit down, don't be dramatic. I'm not being dramatic. I'm leaving. This is exactly what Sarah's talking about, Dad said. You can't handle the slightest criticism. I walked out, drove 4 hours home, didn't answer the calls that came through. The next day, I noticed I'd been removed from the family group chat. No explanation. Just gone. I didn't reach out. Didn't ask why. Just kept making the mortgage payment on the first of the month. Kept covering Dad's car. Kept paying Jake's credit cards. Because that's what I did. That's who I was. The responsible one. The ATM. The one who paid for everything and got blamed for everything. For 2 weeks, radio silence. Then tonight. The text. We're severing all contact with you. Stay away from us forever. And Sarah's like. That little thumbs up, blue and cheerful. I sat at my kitchen table, eating my pasta, thinking about 145,680. Thinking about 4 years of putting my life on hold. Thinking about Emma leaving because I couldn't stop funding people who didn't even want me around. Thinking about being removed from the family group chat while still making their mortgage payment. My phone was on silent, face down on the table. I could see the screen lighting up, over and over, notifications piling up. But I didn't look, didn't care. I finished my dinner, washed the dishes, went to bed. By midnight, according to the lock screen, when I finally glanced at it, I had 94 missed calls. The family group chat I'd been removed from months ago? Someone had frantically re-added me. I opened it. Pure chaos. Dad, call me right now. Mom, answer your phone. Sarah, you can't do this. Jake, this is so selfish. Mom, think about your mother's health. Dad, call me immediately. Sarah, you're destroying this family. All caps. All panic. All demanding I fix what they had just broken. I read through the messages. All 87 of them. Watched them escalate from confusion to anger to desperation. Then I turned off my phone completely and went to sleep. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. I had calls to make. And for the first time in 4 years, I felt completely, perfectly calm. I woke up at 7 a.m. feeling more rested than I had in years. Made coffee, ate breakfast, took a shower, got dressed like it was any other workday. At 8:55 a.m., I sat down at my kitchen table with my laptop, my phone, and a list of numbers I'd compiled years ago but never thought I'd use. First call, the mortgage company. I dialed at exactly 9 a.m. Thank you for calling Secure Home Lending. This is Patricia. How can I help you? Hi, Patricia. I'm calling about a mortgage account where I'm listed as a co-borrower. Account number. I read off the numbers. I need to remove myself from the loan. I can help you with that. Let me pull up the account. Typing sounds. Okay, I see you're listed as co-borrower with... Is this your father? Yes. And you're looking to be removed from the loan? Correct. I'll need to inform you that removal of a co-borrower requires either refinancing the loan in the primary borrower's name alone or paying off the loan in full. The primary borrower will need to qualify for the loan independently. I understand. May I ask the reason for the removal? The primary borrowers have terminated our relationship and requested no further contact. I'm honoring that request. Pause. I see. Well, I can start the process. We'll send a formal notice to the primary borrower that co-signer removal has been requested. They'll have 30 days to either refinance or pay the remaining balance, which is, more typing, $186,340. $186,000. After 4 years of my payments, they still owed that much. If they don't respond within 30 days, I asked. The loan will be considered in default and foreclosure proceedings will begin. Understood. Please proceed. I'll need to verify some information. The call took 20 minutes. By the end, Patricia assured me the notice would be sent to my father within 3 business days, but the email confirmation would go out today. Is there anything else I can help you with? No, thank you. You've been very helpful. I hung up and checked the first item off my list. Second call, Dad's auto loan. 9:27 a.m. Auto Finance Solutions. This is Marcus. Same process. Account number. Request for removal as co-signer. Just so you're aware, Marcus said, removal of co-signer on an auto loan requires the primary borrower to refinance or pay off the balance. Current balance is $14,020. If the primary borrower can't qualify for refinancing within 30 days, we'll require full payment or we'll repossess the vehicle. I understand. Please proceed. Dad's car. The one I'd co-signed for after he totaled his last one drunk. The one I'd been making payments on for 3 years. Repossession in 30 days if Dad couldn't pay $14,000, he definitely didn't have. 23 minutes on that call. Third call, Jake's credit card consolidation loan. 9:53 a.m. Creditors United, this is Amanda speaking. By now, I had the script down. Account number, co-signer removal request. Yes, I understand the consequences. The primary borrower will need to qualify for the loan independently or pay the remaining balance of $12,680. If he can't do either within 30 days, the account will be closed and the full balance will be due immediately. This will significantly impact his credit score. I understand. Please move forward. Jake's credit cards. The ones he'd maxed out and couldn't pay. The consolidation loan I'd co-signed for and been paying. About to be closed, with $12,000 due immediately. His credit score was about to crater. Call took 18 minutes. By 10:15 a.m., all 3 calls were complete. I sat back in my chair and looked at my list. 3 check marks. 3 financial supports removed. 3 30-day timers started. My phone, which I'd turned back on at 9 a.m., had been buzzing continuously throughout the calls. I'd ignored it. Now I looked. 147 missed calls. The family group chat had 213 new messages. I scrolled through them while sipping my coffee. Dad, 11:47 p.m. last night. This isn't funny anymore, call me. Mom, 12:03 a.m. Your father is having chest pains from stress, you need to stop this. Sarah, 12:34 a.m. I was joking about the like, I didn't mean anything by it. Jake, 1:15 a.m. Dude, seriously, what the heck? Mom, 6:47 a.m. I haven't slept all night, please just talk to us. Dad, 7:20 a.m. You're being childish. We can discuss this like adults. Sarah, 8:03 a.m. Dad didn't mean forever, he was just upset. Jake, 8:41 a.m. Come on, man, let's talk about this. Then, at 9:47 a.m., the tone changed. Dad, I just got an email from the mortgage company. Dad, call me now. Mom, what did you do? Dad, they're saying cosigner removal in process. Dad, they want the full balance in 30 days. Dad, we can't pay that. Mom, answer your phone. Sarah, this is insane, you can't just destroy the family like this. Jake, my credit card company just called. Jake, they said you're removing yourself as cosigner. Jake, they're going to close my cards. Dad, do you understand what you're doing? Mom, we're going to lose the house. Sarah, think about Mom and Dad, where are they supposed to go? Jake, my credit is going to be destroyed. Dad, this is so selfish. Mom, how can you do this to your own family? I set down my phone and laughed. Actually laughed. Yesterday, stay away from us forever. Today, how can you do this to family? The cognitive dissonance was stunning. My phone rang. Dad. I declined the call, rang again. Mom. Declined. Text from Sarah. Stop being a child and answer. I typed back, my first response since last night. You made a decision as a family to sever all contact. I'm respecting that decision. I've removed myself from all financial entanglements as requested. You wanted me to stay away forever. I'm staying away. I hit send and watched the 3 dots appear immediately. Sarah. Dad didn't mean it literally. Me. He said, forever. You liked the message. Seemed pretty literal to me. Sarah. I told you that was a joke. Me. Interesting time to joke about disowning your brother. Dad. We need to talk about this face to face. Me. You told me to stay away forever. I'm honoring that. Mom. Please, honey, we can fix this. Me. Fix what? You made your decision. I've made mine. Jake. Dude, you're really going to let them lose the house over this? I stared at that message. Read it 3 times. Then typed. I've paid $115,200 on that mortgage over 4 years, while being removed from family chats, called selfish, and told I make everything about money. Then you all decided to sever contact forever. So yes, Jake, I'm going to let them lose the house, because it's not my house, it's not my problem, and I'm not part of the family anymore, remember? Jake, come on, man. Me, your credit card payments? I've paid $9,600 over 2 years. Cards you maxed out and couldn't pay, while you called me selfish last night. So yes, your cards are closing. Deal with it. Jake. I didn't mean. Me. Yes, you did. You all did. You meant every word until it had consequences. Dad. If you do this, we will never forgive you. I stared at that message for a long moment. Then typed. You severed all contact with me last night. Forgiveness isn't on the table anymore. You don't get to threaten to never forgive me for respecting the boundary you set. My phone immediately started ringing. Dad. Mom. Sarah. Jake. Over and over. I turned it off completely. Opened my laptop. Started working through the rest of my morning. At noon, I turned my phone back on briefly to check messages. 337 new messages in the family group chat. I scrolled through them. Aunt Linda had been added to the chat. What is going on? Uncle Tom. I heard you're refusing to help your parents? Sarah to the extended family. He's pulling all financial support because of one text message. Mom, to extended family. We're going to lose our home. Aunt Linda. Surely you can work this out? Uncle Tom. Family doesn't abandon family, Cousin Michelle. This seems extreme. I scrolled back further to see what Sarah had told them. Sarah, in a message before the family was added, I need you all to talk to him. He's being completely unreasonable. Dad sent one text he didn't really mean and now he's destroying everything. One text he didn't really mean. I opened the original message thread. Screenshot it. We've made a decision as a family. We're severing all contact with you. Stay away from us forever. You're no longer part of this family. Sarah's like still there. Blue thumbs up. I posted the screenshot in the family group chat. Me. For context, this is the one text he didn't really mean. Notice the part where it says forever and no longer part of this family. Also notice Sarah's endorsement. This wasn't a heat of the moment thing. This was a family decision, as stated. Silence in the chat. Then Aunt Linda. Oh. Uncle Tom. That does seem pretty clear, Cousin Michelle. Wait, Sarah, you liked that message? Sarah. I didn't mean it like that. Me. Then what did you mean it like? Please explain how giving a thumbs up to disowning your brother has an alternative interpretation. No response. Me. I was removed from this family chat 2 weeks ago, while still paying their mortgage, car loan, and Jake's credit cards. I kept paying anyway. Then came this message. So I did exactly what was asked. I removed myself from their lives, including financially. If that's unreasonable, I'd love to hear the reasonable response to being disowned. Aunt Linda. When you put it that way, Uncle Tom. Maybe everyone should cool down and talk in person. Me. They don't want me around. They made that clear. I'm just respecting their wishes. Mom. That's not what we meant. Me. Mom, with respect, it's exactly what Dad wrote. In writing, forever, no longer family. Those were his words. Dad. I was angry. Me. And you made a permanent decision while angry. Now you're dealing with permanent consequences. Sarah. You're going to let them become homeless over your ego? I typed out a long response. Deleted it. Typed again. Me. My ego has nothing to do with this. For 4 years, I've paid $145,680 to keep this family afloat. I delayed buying a house. My girlfriend left me. I've been the ATM while being treated like the scapegoat. 2 weeks ago, I was called selfish for not donating to your anniversary trip, Sarah. Then removed from this chat. Then disowned. My ego isn't the problem. Your entitlement is. Sarah. I never asked you to pay for anything. Me. You asked me to pay for your anniversary trip literally 2 weeks ago. Sarah. That's different. Me. How? No response. Jake. What am I supposed to do about my credit cards? Me. Pay them, like an adult. Like you should have been doing instead of maxing them out while I covered your minimums. Jake. I can't pay $12,000. Me. Then your credit takes the hit. Which is what would have happened 2 years ago if I hadn't co-signed. Maybe you'll learn to manage money now. Mom. Please don't do this to your brother. Me. I'm not doing anything to him. I'm just stopping doing things for him. There's a difference. Dad. You have 24 hours to fix this or we're done. I stared at that message, then laughed out loud in my empty apartment. Me. You severed all contact with me yesterday. We're already done. But sure, give me an ultimatum. That'll help. Dad. I mean it. Me. So did I when I called the banks this morning. Have a good day, everyone. I left the group chat. This time, I left on my own terms. Muted all individual conversations. And went about my day. By 5 p.m., I had 89 more missed calls. I didn't listen to a single voicemail. Just ordered takeout, watched a movie, and went to bed early. 30 days had started ticking. And for the first time in 4 years, none of it was my problem. Day 3 after the calls, my blocked messages hit 500 plus. I unblocked everyone briefly to scan them. Mostly variations of the same themes: desperation, anger, guilt-tripping, gaslighting. Mom. Your grandmother is so disappointed in you. Sarah, you've changed. You're not the person I thought you were. Jake, I hope you can live with yourself. Dad, this is financial abuse. That last one made me laugh out loud. Financial abuse. From the man who'd been collecting my checks for 4 years while calling me selfish. I blocked them all again and went to work. Day 7, my office receptionist buzzed me. Someone named Sarah Morrison is here to see you. Says she's your sister? I closed my eyes. Of course she'd shown up at my workplace. Tell her I'm unavailable. She says it's an emergency. Tell her to contact me through appropriate channels if there's an actual emergency. She's crying in the lobby. I sighed. Call security if she doesn't leave in 5 minutes. She left in 4. I got an email from her an hour later. I drove 6 hours to see you and you wouldn't even come down for 5 minutes. Do you hate us that much? I'm sorry about the like. I really am. I wasn't thinking. It was a stupid mistake. But you're destroying Mom and Dad's entire lives over it. They're going to lose everything. Is that really what you want? Please call me. I didn't respond. Day 10, I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. Against my better judgment, I answered. Hello. Hi, is this Michael Morrison? A woman's voice I didn't know. Who's asking? My name is Patricia Chen. I'm a mediator with Family Resolution Services. Your mother reached out to our office about facilitating a family meeting to resolve some financial disputes. Would you be willing to participate? No. I understand this is a difficult situation, but sometimes having a neutral third party can help. My family sent me a text message disowning me. Then they panicked when I accepted their decision and removed myself from their financial obligations. There's nothing to mediate. They made their choice. According to your mother, that message was sent in anger and wasn't meant. It was sent deliberately. It said, forever. It said I was no longer family. My sister liked the message, endorsing it. This wasn't a heat-of-the-moment thing. Pause. I see. Well, if you change your mind. I won't, but thank you for your time. I hung up. They'd hired a mediator, with money they supposedly didn't have. Day 14, halfway through the 30-day deadline. I got an email from the mortgage company confirming that my father had applied for refinancing. Application was denied due to insufficient income and poor credit. They had 16 days to pay $186,340 or face foreclosure proceedings. The same day, I got a notification that someone had tried to add me back to the family group chat. I'd set my settings to require approval for group additions. I declined it. Then I got added to a new group chat. Family emergency. Before I could leave, messages flooded in. Uncle Tom. We're all here to figure this out together, Aunt Linda. Everyone needs to put their pride aside. Mom. Please just listen. I typed one message. There's nothing to figure out. They disowned me. I accepted it. Now I'm out. Then I left that chat too. Day 16, I came home from work to find my father sitting on the steps outside my apartment building. He looked older than I remembered. Grayer. Tired. You can't avoid me forever, he said. I'm not avoiding you. I'm respecting your wishes to sever all contact. I didn't mean, you did mean it. At the time, you meant every word. You only changed your mind when there were consequences. Can we please go inside and talk? No. I'm your father. You sent me a text message saying I was no longer part of the family. So no, actually, you're not. You're just someone I used to know. His face crumpled. I was angry. You walked out on your mother's birthday dinner. After being called selfish for not funding Sarah's vacation. After 4 years of funding everything else. We didn't ask you to do that. Yes, you did, repeatedly, for 4 years, every month, just until we get back on our feet. Except you never got back on your feet because I was too busy carrying you. That's not fair. What's not fair is being removed from the family chat while still paying your mortgage. What's not fair is being called selfish while handing over $145,000. What's not fair is being disowned and then harassed for accepting it. We're going to lose the house. That's not my problem. How can you say that? Because it's not my house. It's yours. And you told me to stay away forever. So I'm staying away. From the house, from the problems, from all of it. Where are we supposed to go? I don't know, Dad. Figure it out. Like adults. Like you should have been doing for the past 4 years instead of relying on me. You're really going to let your mother become homeless? I looked at him. At this man who'd called me selfish, removed me from family chats, disowned me in writing, and was now sitting on my doorstep playing the victim. Mom has a job. You have a job. Sarah has money. Jake has a salary. Between the 4 of you, surely you can figure something out. You're all adults. You'll manage. We can't afford. Not my problem. Please. I'm begging you. You had 4 years to appreciate what I was doing. You had 2 weeks after that birthday dinner to reach out. Instead, you sent a text disowning me. That was your choice. These are your consequences. I walked past him into my building. He didn't follow. Day 20, 10 days left. I got a voicemail from my grandmother, the only family member I hadn't blocked. Michael, honey, I heard about what happened. I'm not calling to take sides. I just want you to know I love you. Your mother called me crying, but when I asked her about the text message your father sent, she got very quiet. I told her that if they disowned you, they can't be surprised when you accept it. She didn't like that. Anyway, I hope you're doing okay. You don't owe them anything, sweetheart. Take care of yourself. I saved that voicemail. Day 22, Jake showed up at my gym. I was on the treadmill when I saw him in the mirror, walking toward me. I pulled out my earbuds. Are you serious right now? You won't answer your phone. Because I blocked you. We need to talk. We really don't. I kept running. My credit cards are closing in 8 days. I know, I set that in motion. I can't pay them off. I don't have $12,000. Then your credit score takes the hit. That's going to destroy my financial life. I slowed the treadmill to a walk, looked at him directly. You maxed out 3 credit cards, $18,000 in debt. I co-signed a consolidation loan and paid the minimums for 2 years while you continued to spend money you didn't have. I saved your credit score then. Now I'm letting it reflect your actual financial behavior. That's not me destroying anything. That's reality catching up. I've been trying to do better. You called me selfish 3 weeks ago. I didn't mean. You did. You all did. You meant it when there were no consequences. Now there are consequences and suddenly I'm the bad guy. I'm your brother. No, you're someone who shares DNA with me. Someone who maxed out credit cards, let me pay for them, and then endorsed disowning me. That's not a brother. Come on, man. I'm done, Jake. With you. With all of them. You wanted me gone. I'm gone. What am I supposed to do? Get a second job, sell some stuff, talk to a credit counselor. I don't know and I don't care. Figure it out yourself. I turned the treadmill back up and put my earbuds in. He stood there for another minute, then left. Day 25, 5 days before the deadline. Sarah called from a different number. I didn't recognize it, so I answered. Don't hang up, she said immediately. I hung up. She called back. I answered. Please just listen for 2 minutes. Why? Because I need you to understand what you're doing. I understand perfectly. You all disowned me. I accepted it. I already told you it was a mistake. What was the mistake? Liking the message or getting caught liking it? I wasn't thinking. You were thinking. You read a message disowning your brother and you gave it a thumbs up. That's not a mistake, Sarah. That's a choice. Fine, it was a choice. A bad one. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, that's it? What do you want me to say? You're sorry because there are consequences, not because you regret what you did. That's not true. 2 weeks ago, you called me selfish. Last week, you drove to my office and made a scene. 3 days ago, you had Jake ambush me at the gym. None of that is the behavior of someone who's actually sorry. That's the behavior of someone who's panicking. Mom and Dad are going to lose their house. Yes? And you don't care? I care that they spent 4 years taking my money while treating me like garbage. I care that they disowned me in writing. I care that you endorsed it. I care that now you're all acting like I'm the villain for accepting what you wanted. We didn't want this. You wanted me gone. You got it. You just didn't think about what gone actually meant. They're going to be homeless, Michael. No, they're going to have to find a smaller place they can actually afford, like millions of people do. They'll survive. How can you be so cold? I'm not cold, Sarah. I'm done. There's a difference. I spent 4 years being warm, being helpful, being the financial support system for this family, and I got nothing but resentment for it. So yeah, now I'm done. And if that looks cold to you, maybe examine why you only valued me when I was paying for things. She was quiet for a moment. Is there anything that would make you change your mind? No. Nothing at all? Nothing. 5 days from now, those 30-day deadlines expire. Whatever happens after that is not my problem. You're really going to do this. I already did it 3 weeks ago. This conversation is 3 weeks too late. I hung up, blocked that number too. Day 28, 2 days left. I got a notification that I'd received a certified letter. Went to the post office to pick it up. It was from a lawyer representing my parents. Dear Mr. Morrison, we represent Richard and Patricia Morrison regarding the removal of your name from their mortgage loan. Our clients contend that you entered into a verbal agreement to assist with mortgage payments until such time as their financial situation improved. They have relied on this agreement in maintaining their household. Your sudden withdrawal of financial support constitutes a breach of this verbal agreement and has caused severe financial and emotional distress to our clients. We demand that you reinstate mortgage payments immediately and continue said payments for a period of no less than 12 months to allow our clients time to arrange alternative financing. Failure to comply will result in legal action for breach of contract and financial damages. I read it twice, then laughed so hard I nearly cried in the post office. They'd hired a lawyer. With what money, I had no idea. I took a photo of the letter and sent it to my own lawyer, someone I'd consulted occasionally for work stuff. He called me 30 minutes later. I got your photo. Is this serious? Apparently. This is the funniest thing I've read all month. Verbal agreement for voluntary financial support between family members after they disowned you in writing? That's what I thought. Do you want me to respond? Please. 2 hours later, my lawyer sent me a copy of his response letter. Dear counsel, we represent Michael Morrison in response to your letter dated October 15th. Your client's claim of a verbal agreement is without merit. Mr. Morrison voluntarily provided financial assistance to his parents as a gift, with no contractual obligation. The voluntary nature of these payments is well established in family law. Furthermore, your client sent written communication to Mr. Morrison explicitly severing all family ties and demanding no further contact. Mr. Morrison has complied with this request, including removing himself from all financial entanglements. Your clients cannot simultaneously disown an individual and claim they are contractually obligated to provide financial support. These positions are mutually exclusive. Any further frivolous legal threats will be met with appropriate counterclaims for harassment and abuse of process. Please advise your clients that this matter is closed. I loved my lawyer. Day 29, 1 day left. My phone rang from another unknown number. I was getting better at not answering those. But this one left a voicemail. Hi, Michael. This is Pastor David from Cornerstone Community Church. Your parents are members of our congregation, and they've asked me to reach out to you about a family matter. I understand there's been some conflict, and I'd love to help facilitate a healing conversation. Faith and family are so important, and I believe with God's guidance, any rift can be mended. Please give me a call back. I deleted the voicemail. They'd gotten their pastor involved. I wondered what version of events they'd told him. That night, I slept better than I had in years. Tomorrow was day 30. Tomorrow, it would all be officially not my problem anymore. And I couldn't wait. Day 30 arrived on a Thursday. I woke up, made coffee, and checked my email while eating breakfast. 3 emails waiting. First one, from Secure Home Lending, timestamped 12:01 a.m. Notice of default, foreclosure proceedings to begin. Second one, from Auto Finance Solutions, timestamped 12:03 a.m. Vehicle repossession scheduled. Third one, from Creditors United, timestamped 12:05 a.m. Account closure, balance due immediately. I sipped my coffee and read through each one carefully. The mortgage was officially in default. Foreclosure proceedings would begin within 14 days, unless the full balance was paid. Dad's car would be repossessed within 7 business days unless he paid $14,220 in full. Jake's consolidation loan was closed. The full balance of $12,680 was due within 30 days, and his credit report would reflect the closure and outstanding balance immediately. 30 days. It was done. I forwarded all 3 emails to a folder labeled "Not My Problem" and went to work. My phone stayed blissfully quiet all morning. Either they didn't know yet, or they were too shocked to respond. Around 2 p.m., my phone started ringing. I didn't answer. By 5 p.m., I had 47 missed calls, and the family group chat, the one I'd left weeks ago but could still see notifications for, had 156 new messages. I checked them during my drive home. Dad, 12:47 p.m. We got the foreclosure notice. Mom, 1:03 p.m. The bank says we have 14 days. Sarah, 1:34 p.m. Are you happy now? Jake, 2:15 p.m. My credit score dropped 180 points. Mom, 2:52 p.m. We're packing. Dad, 3:27 p.m. You destroyed this family. Sarah, 4:18 p.m. I hope you can live with what you've done. I could live with it just fine. 2 weeks after day 30, I got a text from my grandmother. Your parents moved into a 2-bedroom apartment on the east side. It's smaller, but it's affordable. Your mother is working full-time now at a different store. Your father picked up a second part-time job. They're managing. I thought you'd want to know. I wrote back, "Thank you for letting me know." She responded, "Are you doing okay?" Me, "Better than I have in years, actually." Grandma, "Good. That's what matters. Love you, sweetie." 3 weeks after, I ran into Jake at a coffee shop. He saw me first. I watched him debate whether to approach. Eventually, he did. "Hey," he said. "Hey, can we talk for a minute?" I gestured to the empty chair across from me. He sat down, looking uncomfortable. "I got a second job, paying off the credit cards. It's going to take a while, but I'm doing it." "Good. My credit score is trashed. Can't get approved for anything. Had to move in with a roommate because I couldn't renew my apartment lease." "That's rough." "Yeah?" He looked at his hands. "I was angry at you. For a long time. Thought you were being vindictive. And now? Now I'm realizing I was angry at myself. For being irresponsible. For maxing out cards I couldn't pay. For expecting you to clean up my mess forever." He looked up. "I'm sorry, for real. Not because I want something, just, I'm sorry." I studied him. Saw something different. Humility, maybe? Or just exhaustion. "Okay," I said. "Okay? I accept your apology." "Does that mean?" "It doesn't mean anything except I accept your apology. We're not going back to how things were." He nodded slowly. "I get it. I just wanted you to know I'm trying to do better." "That's good, Jake, really." He stood up. "Take care of yourself." "You too." He left. I felt nothing except maybe a small sense of closure. A month after day 30, I got a long email from my mother. I almost didn't read it. But curiosity won. "Michael, I've had a lot of time to think over the past month. Your father and I are in a small apartment now. We both work full-time. It's hard, but we're managing. I've been in therapy. The therapist asked me to write down everything you did for us over the years. The number was staggering. I never added it up before. Never really thought about what it meant that you were paying our mortgage. It was just happening. Background noise. Until it stopped. The therapist asked me why we sent that text. I didn't have a good answer. Your father was angry after the birthday dinner. We were all angry. Sarah suggested we just cut him out, and your father agreed. I didn't stop them. I should have, but I didn't. I think we took you for granted. We took your help for granted, and we took your presence for granted. We assumed you'd always be there, always help, always put up with our complaints and criticisms. And when you weren't there anymore, we panicked. Not because we missed you, though I do miss you so much, but because we missed what you did for us. That's shameful. I'm ashamed of that. I don't expect you to forgive me, or your father, or Sarah. We don't deserve forgiveness. I just want you to know that I understand now. What we did, what we took from you. And I'm sorry. If you ever want to talk, I'm here. But I understand if you don't. Love, Mom. I read it 3 times. It was better than anything else they'd sent. More honest, more accountable. But it didn't change anything. I wrote back, Mom, I appreciate the honesty in your email. I appreciate you taking responsibility. But you're right that it doesn't change anything. You didn't just take me for granted. You actively disowned me, in writing, with Sarah's endorsement. That wasn't a heat-of-the-moment thing. That was a decision. I'm glad you're in therapy. I'm glad you're managing. I hope you and Dad build a life you can sustain without relying on me. But I don't want a relationship with you. With any of them. Maybe that makes me cold. Maybe that makes me unforgiving. I don't care. For 4 years, I put my life on hold to support you. I lost a relationship. I lost savings. I lost peace of mind. And I got nothing but criticism and resentment for it. Now I have my life back. And I'm not giving that up. Take care of yourself, Michael. I sent it and felt nothing but relief. 2 months after day 30, I was approved for a mortgage. Without co-signed loans dragging down my credit, without monthly payments bleeding my savings, I actually qualified. I bought a small house in a quiet neighborhood. Nothing fancy but mine. Fully mine. The day I got my keys, I stood in the empty living room and felt something I hadn't felt in years. Freedom. 3 months after day 30, Sarah sent me a wedding invitation. Her anniversary had passed months ago, the one I'd refused to fund. Now she was renewing her vows. Apparently it was cheaper than a trip to Hawaii. It would mean a lot to have you there. I know things have been difficult, but you're still my brother. I didn't respond. Didn't RSVP, just recycled the invitation. 4 months after day 30, I went on a date. Her name was Jessica. We'd matched on an app. She was a teacher. Funny, smart, kind. Over dinner, she asked about my family. We're not close, I said. Oh, I'm sorry, that must be hard. It was, for a long time. Now it's just how things are, and I'm okay with it. What happened? If you don't mind me asking. I gave her the abbreviated version. The years of financial support, the disownment text, the immediate panic when I removed that support. Wow, she said when I finished. That's intense. Yeah. Do you regret it, cutting them off? I thought about it. Really thought. No, I said. I regret not doing it sooner. She smiled. Good for you, seriously, that takes guts. We went on a second date, then a third. By month 6, we were talking about moving in together. 6 months after day 30, I got a text from Dad. Just one line. Your mother had a health scare. She's okay now. Thought you should know. I stared at it for a long time. Waited for the guilt to hit. The obligation. The voice in my head saying I should call, should check in, should do something. Nothing came. I wrote back. I hope she continues to recover. That was it. He didn't respond. 8 months after day 30, I saw Sarah at a grocery store. We made eye contact across the produce section. She froze. I nodded politely and kept shopping. She didn't approach. Neither did I. That was fine. 1 year after day 30, I was sitting in my backyard, the one I owned, with Jessica, drinking coffee on a Saturday morning. Do you ever think about them? She asked. Your family? Sometimes. Miss them? No. I miss the idea of what they could have been. A family that actually appreciated me. But the reality? No. I don't miss that. No regrets? I thought about the past year, the house I'd bought, the relationship I was building with Jessica, the peace I felt daily, the lack of angry texts, guilt trips, and financial panic. No regrets, I said. My phone buzzed. Text from Jake. 1 year since everything happened. Just wanted to say I'm doing better. Paid off half the debt. got a promotion, seeing a financial counselor. Thanks for the wake-up call, I guess. Hope you're doing well. I showed Jessica the text. Are you going to respond? Probably. He seems to have actually changed. What will you say? That I'm glad he's doing better, but that we're still not close. And that's okay? That's okay. I wrote back. Good to hear you're doing well. Keep it up. Simple. Neutral. Boundaried. Jake sent a thumbs up. Not a like on a disownment message. Just a thumbs up acknowledging my response. Progress, I guess. That evening, I got an email notification. My mortgage payment had gone through automatically. My mortgage? On my house. That I could afford because I wasn't paying anyone else's bills. I looked around my living room. At the furniture I'd picked out. The walls I'd painted. The life I'd built. All of it mine. None of it obligated. None of it owed. They'd wanted to sever all contact. Wanted me gone forever. And you know what? They'd given me the best gift they could have. They'd given me permission to put myself first, to stop sacrificing my life for people who didn't value it, to build something that was actually mine. So yeah, they'd severed all contact, and I'd never been happier. Some families are worth fighting for. Some families are worth fighting for your freedom from. Mine was the second kind. And that was okay. Better than okay. It was exactly right.